Hi again, everybody. This time we're outside. Yesterday we talked about the top 5 games, non-conference games I'd love to see for Georgia's schedule. Now we're going to talk about, as I pull my chair up, now we're going to talk about the SEC ACC Challenge. And I very had to stop myself talking about it because I almost call it the tournament multiple times. But it is indeed the SEC ACC Challenge. We will talk about the 5 opponents that I would like to see Georgia to play in this game. Now, some of these are not going to happen. ESPN runs this, so ESPN is going to give the matchups that they want, which is perfectly okay. They came up with the idea. See, for the longest time, it was like I bet back in the early 2000s, it was the SEC and Big East Challenge. And then later on, the SEC and Big 12 Challenge. Now it's the SEC ACC Challenge. So we will talk about the 3 or 5 teams I would like to see Georgia play in the SEC ACC Challenge. Georgia so far is 2-0 and looking to go 3-0 in the 2025-26 season with wins in the previous 2 years at Florida State and versus Notre Dame. So that means Georgia will be going on the road this year. Where will they be going? Or where do I want them to go? Let's see.
And pass stolen by Leslie, all alone for some showtime! Oh, a reverse slam!
Number 5 on the list is a trip that a lot of Georgia fans probably don't want. But I looked at the teams who've hosted, who've not hosted. So this game possibly could happen, and that is the California Bears. Georgia go to California. I'm all in for Pacific time games. Some people aren't. Some people like Georgia started at 10 o'clock. That's past my bedtime. And not for me. Georgia start. I always go back to the 2024 SEC tournament where Georgia had to face Missouri in the first round, and the game before them got sent to overtime, so that game did not start until like 9:30 or 10 o'clock. And then pretty much the same thing happened the night after that when they played the University of Florida Gators at 9:32. So I am, and look, in hockey, San Jose Sharks, so I have stayed up for West Coast games for a very, very long time, and I always get a special feeling when Georgia does it, and there's no doubt that if Georgia would be playing UCLA over in the football this year, they would be starting at 10 o'clock, but number 5 would be California. Just for the start time. That would be pretty cool.
And pass stolen by Leslie, all alone for some showtime! Oh, a reverse slam!
Number 4 on the list is a team that played probably one of the best games at Stegeman Coliseum along with Georgia in history, and that is SMU. They last played in 2019-20. They went to double overtime. Yeah, it was. Had to make sure that was correct. I thought it was. That's the way I remembered it. And that is exactly how it went. Georgia won it in double overtime on Xavier Wheeler's game-winning lay-in. If you ever listened to Scott and Chuck's call, they said the defense, what the heck happened? What the heck happened to SMU's defensive end? And, so unfortunately, all of these are road games because Georgia is going on the road this year. So Georgia SMU would be a pretty cool. That would be a makeup. They were supposed to play. Georgia was supposed to host this big tournament in the year of COVID, the 2020-21 season. Unfortunately for Georgia, COVID ruined that, and Georgia was slated to go to SMU in that tournament. Although Georgia would have hosted it, they would have had one game they had to go on the road. That would have been it. So unfortunately, Georgia's game versus SMU got canceled. That would be a pretty cool makeup. SMU and the ACC does not sound right. And then again, California does not sound right either. But Georgia and SMU playing again when the very last time they played was an instant classic would be another instant classic, especially now since conference bragging rights are on the line.
And pass stolen by Leslie, all alone for some showtime! Oh, a reverse slam!
Number 3 on the list is a team Georgia once again played a few years ago, but this time in a in-season tournament. The number 3 team on this list is the Virginia Cavaliers. They last played the Dogs in 2021, 22, 6, and 26 season. They played in the Legends Classic where Virginia was highly ranked, and Georgia almost upset Virginia. That definitely would have been the biggest win of the season for the University of Georgia Bulldogs basketball team. Virginia's different now. There is no Tony Bennett for Virginia. He retired last year, and we hope he is doing good. But Georgia and Virginia, they played. There were times in the '90s where over in football that they played 2 or 3 times in the span of 4 years in football. So Virginia would be on this list because I think it would be cool to see the Dogs play the Cavs. Virginia could get loud, and Georgia. That would be a great experience for the Dogs to go to a place that they have not played in a long time. So they might not even play. They probably have, but I'm not sure on that. But number 3 is Virginia.
And pass stolen by Leslie, all alone for some showtime. Oh, a reverse slam.
Number 2 on the list is a tournament rematch, and we got to go all the way back to 1983. That's right, number 2 on the list is North Carolina State Wolfpack. Now, Georgia played North Carolina in the 83 NCAA tournament. You guys know the story. North Carolina State was a Cinderella team. They unfortunately knocked us out in the Final Four and then miraculously won the NCAA tournament over Houston on a shot from half court that missed, or not from half court, but pretty much a half court shot, and it missed. And one of North Carolina State players dunked it in as time expired. That's how they won their national championship. And Georgia's not been back to the Final Four since, so I think that'd be a great revenge tour to play North Carolina State in Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh, North Carolina is a great town. I've never been, but I do know a lot about Raleigh. North Carolina State is a name too. All right, Georgia's a name. North Carolina State's a name. They have that game, the 1983 Final Four. That's pretty much why they're on the list. But it would still be a good game, and I do not. Will Wade is North Carolina's coach now. Yeah, I was about to say I do not know who their coach is, but it is Will Wade. So Mike White versus Will Wade. Georgia had experience with him when he was with the LSU Tigers in the SEC. So that'd be a pretty good matchup. So number 2 is North Carolina State revenge your loss to the Wolfpack in the 1983 NCAA tournament.
And pass stolen by Leslie, all alone for some showtime. Oh, a reverse slam.
Number 1 on the list, and most of you guys already know what this is going to be. I mentioned it multiple times, even last year. But I don't believe this will happen because I believe that they're going to be hosting a home, or they're going to be going on the road this year, and they're both are going to be going on the road, and that is the Virginia Tech Hokies. They're more known for football, but that would be a great game. Georgia going to Castle Coliseum. I can't lie, I'm not a big fan of how the Castle Coliseum looks. It's definitely one of the more unique college basketball arenas. I like how it used to look. It looks kind of odd now, but they've not played since the 09-10 season, where in 08-09, as you guys know, I've talked about wanting to find a Scott called this game in 08-09. Georgia won on a last-second putback versus Virginia Tech, and then in 09-10, Georgia went to Blacksburg, and I believe they lost, but that would be a very, very cool trip for Georgia. And that's it. So 5 teams I'd like to see Georgia play in the SEC ACC Challenge. Let me know who do you want Georgia to play. I mean, they can play anybody again. I do not want repeat matchups. So what I mean by that is I do not want Georgia to go back to Florida State this year. And I do not want Georgia to go to Notre Dame. I do not like repeat matchups. I think they get boring. On the paper, boring at least. But ESPN controls this also. Who do you want to see Georgia play in the SEC ACC Challenge? Let us know. Go Dogs.